Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. We're doing the weekend forecast today, as always, on a Saturday. So, we've got a very unsettled week coming up again. It's been a really wet, windy and mild winter. We're going to certainly be keeping it very unsettled, wet and windy at times through the course of the coming week. I think we will find the temperatures turning a little bit colder though in the second half of the week, and this does maybe bring about the risk of some snow for northern parts of the country, particularly Thursday. Could be a wintry day up in the north. So it all gets a little bit more complicated and complex as we go through to the second half of the week, and I'll show you the charts in a second. But before I get on with that, just to say about the ads at Gazzo Business, links to articles on all pages, have a browse through the widgets and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. Thanks very much for doing that. The websites we're using for the weekend forecast coming from weathercentral.de and theweatheroutlook.com. You can find the links to both of the websites on the links page. So this is the radar picture, and it's well, it's just indicative of what we've had through this winter so far. Really, a swathe of really heavy rain stretched out through much of southern Scotland, northern England, down into Wales, through the Midlands, and into southwestern England too. East Anglia, South East England largely dry, will remain so probably for the rest of this afternoon before this rain pushes east across the country through the course of tonight. But these northern and central western areas, this rain is heavy and persistent. It'll be on, well, it's been on all morning. It'll be on all afternoon as well. So the rainfall totals in the north and west will really be clocking up. Again, expect the risk of local flooding in places. Here's today's very unsettled Arctic pressure chart. A deep area of low pressure at 960 millibars to west of Scotland is the driver of the weather. You see, we've got tight packed ice bars, particularly for southern and eastern parts of the country. And there's a weather front that's sort of stationary through central western areas as well. So it's going to be a really unsettled day today with rain across many parts of the country, particularly as we've already seen in central and western areas, with more in way of drier weather in the east and the southeast. But even here, the rain will be pushing in by the time we get through to the end of the afternoon and into this evening. Strong winds, tight packed ice bars there, indicating risk of gales around southern western facing coast, and all areas will have quite a blow today. The compensating factor is that temperatures are mild, although of course it does feel all that mild in wind and rain, but temperatures will be up to around 10 or 11 degrees in the south, so that's around 50 to 52 Fahrenheit. The cold of Scotland though, just 5 Celsius up there. Overnight we'll see the weather front pushing away, and that leaves us in this showery westerly winds, so we'll have persistent rain across the southeast and the east of the country this evening. That will clear away into the North Sea overnight. Been a fair amount of dry weather actually as we go through into the second half of the night, although by the end of the night, these strong winds, you see ice bars are still quite tightly packed, strong winds will be bringing more showery rain in towards Ireland, and so that could be a little bit wintry over higher ground. Temperatures will be colder tonight, taking a dip after this rain clears away, so we fall down to around 1 Celsius to 6 Celsius, and there is a risk of ice and frost up across Scotland. Moving through into Sunday, another very unsettled day, seems like, with the next weather system pushing in through the course of the day. Notice really tight packed ice bars again. Many parts will start Sunday on a dry note with sunny spells. We'll have showers across Northern Ireland. That showery rain will spread into Scotland, where it could turn wintry again, particularly over high ground. The rest of the country will have a dry morning with sunny spells, but in the afternoon it rapidly goes downhill with gale force winds and a lot of heavy rain moving in from Ireland in towards Wales and southwestern parts of England. Then that will spread across all parts of the country overnight, Sunday into Monday. Temperatures a bit colder on Sunday, down to closer to average at around 4 Celsius to 8 Celsius. So quite a wild night across the country on Sunday night, particularly for England and Wales, where we have a risk of gale force winds and a lot of heavy rain driving northwards and eastwards across the country as well. Going through into Monday, we'll start off on a wet and windy note in the north and the east, but that should clear away through the day. And then we'll find these strong winds again, tight packed ice bars across England and Wales. Particularly these strong winds will spread in showers through the course of the day, showery bursts of rain on and off, particularly for Ireland, England and Wales. It'll be a drier day for Scotland with sunny spells, but up there it's colder, so showers, if showers do form, they could turn wintry. But it's rain across England and Wales through the course of the day. It's going to be a windy day on Monday, and that will make the temperatures feel quite cold. Temperatures will be close to average at around 3 Celsius to 8 Celsius, but it will feel pretty chilly really, with those showery bursts of rain coming through and the strong winds as well. The low pressure is clearing away into the North Sea as we move through into Tuesday, which turns the winds into the north. So this will mean that the worst of the rain and wind will be over. You notice the isobars are much less tightly packed, so it'll be a calmer day. There'll be more and way of sunny spells coming through, but it'll be colder, especially across Scotland, with showers turning increasingly to snow through the day across Scotland. Elsewhere, we'll be looking at rain showers, most likely, with a fair amount of sunny spells coming through, so not a complete washout of a day by any means. Temperatures again around 3 to 8 Celsius, but feeling quite cold up in the north. We get through into Wednesday. We're under a very, very weak transient ridge before the next day of low pressure starts to move in later on in the day. I think Wednesday will be a cold day, really, with sunny spells. That basically sums it up. There could still be showers around northern eastern facing coast where they could be wintry, but a fair amount of dry weather through daylight hours anyway on Wednesday. Could be a frost early and late, and temperatures by day not really that exciting, probably around 3 Celsius to 7 Celsius before it turns a bit milder in the southwest as this rain will rise towards evening. That pushes northwards and eastwards overnight Wednesday into Thursday. That's coming into cold air, so on the leading edge this rain could turn to snow, and that's particularly through northern England. And if it gets as far north as Scotland, across Scotland as well, further south, expect a lot of heavy rain on Wednesday night. So quite a complex picture as we're moving through into Thursday. That low pressure is going through central parts of the country. On the northern side of this low pressure, which is ready for Scotland and northern England at the moment, of course, the position of this low pressure could be transitioned further north, or it could be moved further south. So the northern side of this low pressure, anyway, has quite a lot of cold air around it, so there will be a risk of snow on Thursday if it comes off like this, and I will think the greatest risk is really through southern Scotland and down into northern England. That zone could see, well, I could really be talking about quite significant snow here, particularly over high ground, so say over the Pennines and the southern uplands. I think there could be maybe up to 10 centimetres of snow, but remember the position of this low pressure could be changed, so if it's further north then that restricts the colder sector with this low pressure. Of course, if it's further south, that starts to bring Wales and the Midlands into the risk of snow. So there's one to keep an eye on for Thursday. So a band of rain and snow moves northwards and eastwards Wednesday night into Thursday. Probably grinds to a halt somewhere across the central swathe of the country before clearing away into the North Sea. And then brighter skies push down from the northwest. Turns quite cold under those brighter skies, with wintry showers likely in the north and the west of the country. Temperatures will be colder, so ranging from around 2 Celsius only across Scotland to around 6 Celsius on the south coast. It will be a colder day. We move into Friday. We've got a ridge extending down from the north. Low pressure by this time is across Denmark, so we may still have a fairly strong wind down the east coast, possibly with a few wintry showers there. Otherwise, a lot of dry weather. Frost early and late, and that could be quite a hard frost as well, particularly on Friday night, with temperatures maybe going as low as -5 degrees, and that's particularly where we've got lying snow, of course, over the high ground of northern England and southern Scotland. We get through into next weekend, and the unsettled weather continues. This area of low pressure moving in off the Atlantic again through Saturday, so although Saturday probably starts off frosty and dry with sunny spells, cloud and rain spreads in. Again, this is coming into cold air, so for Scotland, northern England, we do it again with a risk of some snow, probably turning back to rain though, this time as milder air pushes in off the Atlantic. And it stays very unsettled as we go through Sunday and into Monday, and as the low pressure clears away to the east by Monday again, we're opening the door to this very cold, or this cold northerly to northeasterly wind. and that could again bring the risk of wintry conditions into the north and east of the country in particular. Finally, having a look at the charts from the weather outlook, so a lot of rain across the country today. Driest weather will be in the southeast, but many other places getting a bit of a washout. Saturday, one for staying in and perhaps watching Star Wars under your duvet. As we go through into Sunday, we'll start off with a fair amount of dry weather, but I think it will turn wet and windy in the west through the course of the day. And then we go through into start of the working week, and Monday looks very unsettled with showery bursts of rain for England and Wales, very strong winds there too, drier up in the north and colder. Move through into Tuesday and Wednesday, it gradually turns drier and colder really. That's the trend through the middle part of the week. And then Thursday and Friday sees unsettled conditions coming in from the Atlantic, or Thursday sees unsettled conditions coming in from the Atlantic, with that rain probably turning increasingly to snow as it hits the colder air up in the north and the northeast. This doesn't really show, but I think Scotland, northern England could be at risk of snow on Thursday, and then we go into Friday on a drier, colder note with snow showers, particularly in the north and the east, night frost early and late. So it's quite an interesting week coming up this week. One of the more interesting ones of this winter. There hasn't been many of them that's had much on offer for snow lovers, but for the north, I think we could get some snow later in the week. But in summary, it's going to be another really unsettled week. That's the main theme, with a lot of rain, a lot of wind driving in off the Atlantic again. Temperatures close to average in the south, but colder in the north, becoming colder through the week. So as these rain bands push into this colder air, particularly through Thursday and again perhaps at the weekend, next weekend, we will have an increasing risk of snow in the north. So it'll be a case of watch your space for that. For the north, a lot of wet weather down in the south. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.